All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha. The headlines. 376 candidates filed nominations for assembly elections in Himachal Pradesh on last day. Indian Embassy asks its citizens to leave Ukraine immediately. New UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak reshuffles his cabinet, retains Jeremy Hunt as Chancellor of Exchequer and Ben Wallace as Defence Secretary. Competition Commission of India imposes 936 crore rupees penalty on Google for abuse of dominant position. Gujarati New Year, Bestu Varsh being celebrated today. Indian junior men's team beat Japan 5-1 at the Sultan of Johor Cup hockey in Malaysia. And in cricket, England to take on Ireland in ICC Men's T20 World Cup in Melbourne this morning. In Himachal Pradesh, 376 candidates filed their nominations yesterday, the last day for filing nominations for assembly elections. With this, the total number of candidates has gone up to 630 for the 68-member assembly. The nomination papers will be scrutinized tomorrow, while October the 29th is the last date for withdrawal of candidature. The number of the candidates is likely to come down as many of those who filed papers are the covering candidates for the official candidates of the parties. Himachal Pradesh will go to polls on November the 12th to elect a new assembly. Indian citizens in Ukraine have been advised to immediately leave that country by available means. In an advisory, Embassy of India in Kiev, Ukraine said that they may contact the embassy for any guidance and assistance if required to travel to the border. They can contact the embassy on the phone numbers +38 09 33 55 9958, +38 06 35 91 78 81, and +38 06 78 74 5945. Indian citizens can also refer to the embassy website for available options for border crossing. They can contact Indian Embassy in Romania, Poland, Hungary and Slovakia. Some Indian nationals have already left Ukraine pursuant to earlier advisory of the Indian Embassy in Kiev.
New UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak reshuffled his cabinet, retaining Jeremy Hunt as Chancellor, Ben Wallace as Defence Secretary, while appointing Dominic Raab as Deputy Prime Minister and Suella Braverman as Home Secretary. Conservative Party tweeted, Jeremy Hunt reappointed as UK's Chancellor of the Exchequer. Hunt was appointed Chancellor by former Prime Minister Liz Truss 11 days ago after turmoil in the financial markets, following the mini-budget and its platform of unfunded tax cuts. Dominic Raab has been appointed as Deputy Prime Minister and Justice Secretary. Ben Wallace has been reappointed as Defence Secretary by Sunak. Wallace was appointed Defence Secretary in July of 2019 and retained his post in the Liz Truss government. Suella Braverman has been reappointed as Home Secretary less than a week after she resigned from the same role in Truss's cabinet. Braverman is back as the person responsible for overseeing UK borders, policing and counter-terrorism. Penny Mordaunt has been reappointed as Leader of the House of Commons. She will also assume the role of Lord President of the Council again as the presiding officer of the Privy Council. Gillian Keegan has been appointed Secretary of State for Education. Indian origin British Minister Alok Sharma lost his cabinet position in Prime Minister Sunak's reshuffle. Jacob Rees-Mogg, one of Boris Johnson's most loyal supporters, has resigned as Business Secretary.
Rishi Sunak officially became the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom last evening. The former Finance Minister met King Charles III at Buckingham Palace, who accepted the resignation of Liz Truss. In his first speech as Prime Minister, Mr. Sunak said the UK is facing a profound economic crisis and he would put the economy at the heart of the new government's agenda.
I will place economic stability and confidence at the heart of this government's agenda. This will mean difficult decisions to come. But you saw me during COVID doing everything I could to protect people and businesses with schemes like furlough. There are always limits, more so now than ever, but I promise you this: I will bring that same compassion to the challenges we face today.
Commenting on his predecessor Liz Truss's tenure, Mr. Sunak said that unintentional mistakes were made. Speaking to the public outside number 10 Downing Street, he remarked that trust is earned and together they can achieve incredible things.
I stand here before you, ready to lead our country into the future, to put your needs above politics, to reach out and build a government that represents the very best traditions of my party. Together, we can achieve incredible things. We will create a future worthy of the sacrifices so many have made, and fill tomorrow and every day thereafter with hope.
Aged 42, Sunak is the youngest British Prime Minister in over 2 centuries. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has discussed counter-terrorism, bilateral relations and the Ukraine conflict with UK Foreign Secretary James Cleverly over phone. Yesterday, Dr. Jaishankar received a call from the UK Foreign Secretary. The External Affairs Minister said this in a tweet. Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan has said that India stands ready to support Africa on its developmental priorities and committed to its partnership with Africa in its journey towards attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals and Africa's Agenda 2063. He said India has been supportive of development paradigm that is Africa-led and Africa-owned. Mr. Muralidharan stated this yesterday in his address at the plenary session of the 8th Dakar International Forum on Peace and Security in Africa on the topic Global Crises and Sovereignty in Africa. The minister recalled that Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his address at the Ugandan Parliament in 2018 envisioned 10 principles for the India-Africa partnership. It included a development partnership that is anchored on supporting the efforts of African states in their pursuit of comprehensive socio-economic development, always guided by Africa's own priorities. Mr. Muralidharan mentioned that the deep bonds of solidarity between India and Africa represent a defining partnership of the global South.
Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has said that eKYC transactions executed through Aadhaar jumped by nearly 8% compared to August of this year. The ministry said that the cumulative number of eKYC transactions via Aadhaar has increased to over 1,297 crore by the end of September of this year. It said Aadhaar eKYC service is increasingly playing a crucial role for banking and non-banking financial services by providing better and transparent customer experience and ease of doing business. The Competition Commission of India, CCI, has imposed more than 936 crore rupees penalty on Google in yet another antitrust probe for anti-competitive practices in relation to its Play Store policies. The Commission also directed Google to modify its conduct within a defined timeline. The CCI has found that US tech giant guilty of abusing its market position to promote its payment app and in-app payment system. It said Google forced app developers to use its in-app payment system. It further said Google should not restrict app developers from using any third-party billing or payment processing services either for in-app purchases or for purchasing apps. The Commission has directed Google to cease and desist from indulging in anti-competitive practices. The CCI has imposed a penalty of over 1,337 crore rupees on Google for abusing its dominant position in multiple markets on the 20th of this month.
Newly elected President of Congress, Mallikarjun Kharge, will take charge of the new post in New Delhi today. Mr. Kharge will be the first Congress President in 24 years who does not belong to the Nehru-Gandhi family. Mr. Kharge had defeated party MP Shashi Tharoor in the election of top post of the party. Almost half the construction work of the Sri Ram Temple in Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh has been completed. The temple will open for devotees in January 2024. Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust yesterday invited the media for the first time to see the progress of the Ram Temple. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inspected the construction work of the temple on the eve of Deepavali amidst the celebration of the Grand Deepotsav in Ayodhya. More from our correspondent.
Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust General Secretary Champat Rai told media persons that the construction of the Sanctum Sanctorum of the temple is almost 30% complete. Ramlala would be seated in the Sanctum Sanctorum in January 2024. By the end of the year 2024, the ground floor and the first floor of the Ram temple will also be ready. In the Sanctum Sanctorum, devotees will have darshan of Lord Ram from a distance of 30 feet. Ram Darbar will be established on the first floor of the temple. There would be 12 gates in the temple and the main gate will be named Singh Dwar. Granite stones are being used in the construction of the Ram temple. Around 400 pillars will be constructed in the Ram temple. Earthquake-resistant technology has been used in the construction. The Ram temple is being built on a land spread across 2.77 acres and the estimated construction cost of the Grand Temple is around rupees 1800 crore. Aditya Shukla, AIR News, Gorakhpur.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. 376 candidates filed nominations for assembly elections in Himachal Pradesh on last day. Indian Embassy asks its citizens to leave Ukraine immediately. New UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak reshuffles his cabinet, retains Jeremy Hunt as Chancellor of Exchequer and Ben Wallace as Defence Secretary. Competition Commission of India imposes 936 crore rupee penalty on Google for abuse of dominant position. Gujarati New Year Bestu Varsh being celebrated today. Indian junior men's team beat Japan 5-1 at Sultan of Johor Cup hockey in Malaysia. And in cricket, England to take on Ireland in ICC Men's T20 World Cup in Melbourne this morning. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alert.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
अभ्यास एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जो प्रतियोगी परीक्षाओं की तैयारी कर रहे विद्यार्थियों के लिए है। आप अपने सवाल 9289094044 पर व्हाट्सएप करें और आपके सवालों के उत्तर हमारे एक्सपर्ट देंगे शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे। इस बार का विषय है इंडियन पॉलिटी, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट। आपके सवाल हमें 26 अक्टूबर तक मिल जाने चाहिए। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
The government has said that significant progress has been achieved under the ongoing Special Swachhata Campaign 2.0 so far. The special campaign, which has been launched on the 2nd of October and will continue till the end of this month, focuses on cleanliness and reducing pendency in government offices. Talking to AIR News on the progress achieved till the third week of the campaign, Union Minister of State for Personnel Public Grievances, Dr. Jitendra Singh, said that over 254 crore rupees has been earned from the disposal of the scrap and more than 37 lakh square feet of space has been freed, which was occupied by dump and junk items.
The Special Campaign 2.0 has succeeded in not only weeding out obsolete files as also electronic records, but also scrap disposal from which revenues have been earned. An amount of rupees 255 crores has been earned from scrap disposal under Special Campaign 2.0, as also 37 lakh square feet of space have been freed till date.
Dr. Singh also said that under the campaign, over 3 lakh public grievances have been redressed and 588 rules were eased. Talking to AIR News, Secretary, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, V. Srinivas said that tremendous enthusiasm is being witnessed among the officials and citizens about the Special Campaign 2.0. He said the campaign has been implemented in the remotest part of the country.
What we have seen is that there is tremendous enthusiasm amongst officials as also citizens to participate in this campaign, and the campaign is being implemented in the remotest parts of India, from Arunachal Pradesh to Rajasthan, from Jammu and Kashmir to Tamil Nadu. So the campaign has witnessed several milestones in creating citizen-friendly office spaces and also a stress-free environment for government officials. We look forward to its successful conclusion on October 31st, which is Rashtriya Ekta Divas.
Talking to reporters on the special campaign, Secretary Information and Broadcasting Apurva Chandra said that under the campaign, the ministry has taken up the work of scrutinizing the pending bills related to advertisements. Mr. Chandra said the ministry will improve the system and will come out with e-billing system to save papers. Talking to AIR News, Secretary Department of Posts Vineet Pandey said that under the Special Campaign 2.0, so far, around 18,000 post offices have been covered, including those located in border and left-wing extremism affected areas.
इस वर्ष हमने इस त्वरित समय में ही लगभग 18,000 पोस्ट ऑफिसेज जो हमारे विभागीय डाकखाने हैं, दूर दराज के क्षेत्रों में हैं, बॉर्डर एरियाज में हैं, LWE एरियाज में हैं, उन सबको भी कवर किया है। और ये मैसेज है, ये अक्रॉस जा रहा है, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि पोस्ट ऑफिस इज ए कम्युनिटी सेंटर, तो वहाँ लोगों में जो बातचीत होती है, तो ये सरकार का जो अभियान ये अपने आप से प्रचारित प्रसारित हो रहा है। और उसके साथ साथ न सिर्फ सफाई, लेकिन जैसे कि जन शिकायतों का निपटारा है।
Gujarati New Year or Bestu Varsh is being celebrated today. New Year is being celebrated with traditional zeal and fervour by the Gujarati community across the globe today. Our Ahmedabad correspondent reports that the Gujarati New Year Vikram Samvat 2079 is beginning today.
In Gujarat, the New Year, which is popularly known as Bestu Varsh, is celebrated as part of the 5-day Diwali celebrations. People begin their New Year by visiting temples in the morning. Homes are decorated with Asopala Toran, marigold flowers and attractive rangoli at the entrance to welcome the guest on the New Year. Relatives, friends visit each other's places to convey New Year greetings. People enjoy traditional feast. Markets, shops are mostly closed in the state for 5 days. Aparna Khun, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted the Gujarati community on the occasion of Bestu Varsh. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, "May the new year starting from today light up your life and lead you on the path of progress."
Bhai Dooj, the festival celebrating the special bond between brother and sister, is being celebrated today. On this day, sisters pray for their brothers to have long and happy life by performing Tika ceremony, and brothers offer gifts to their sisters. President Draupadi Murmu has greeted all the countrymen on the occasion of Bhai Dooj. In a tweet, the President has appealed to strengthen our resolve to ensure respect and safety for all women on this auspicious occasion. Ms. Murmu wished that this festival enhances the spirit of mutual brotherhood. Over the past 75 years since independence, India's largest public service broadcaster, All India Radio, has been the proverbial storyteller for crores of people across the country. All India Radio is celebrating 75 years of freedom with a series, Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashvani ke saath. It showcases the journey of India since independence in various walks of life through the storytelling of All India Radio. With its diverse and colourful geography, India offers its tourists the highest mountains, the deepest ravines and valleys, wide deserts, white sand beaches, coasts, dense forest, flowing rivers, serene ghats, finest architectural heritage, largest tiger reserves, and many other natural wonders. In today's episode, we bring you the story of Incredible India campaign.
The Incredible India campaign was launched by the Government of India in the year 2002 to promote tourism in India to the other countries' populations. The purpose of the campaign, started by the Tourism Ministry, was to make a brand out of India that depicted the history, diversity religious beliefs and spirituality. All in all, it showed India as a melting pot of cultures that it was and is to this date.
33,000 monuments, 5,000 years of civilization. An incredible nation. Incredible India.
The impacts of the Incredible India campaign were vast and the entire country reaped profits because of it, and the campaign indeed served its purpose. In the first year of the launch of this campaign, India witnessed an upsurge of 16% of foreign tourist increase compared to the year prior. The campaign increased tourism, demands for hotels, restaurants, cafes and many other things like parks and tourist site activities. Incredible India proved to be an extremely good opportunity for small-scale businesses to flourish. Demands of handmade pottery, jewelry, artifacts and many more tangible items have increased. It has provided the local populations with employment opportunities and better living standards and conditions. During one of his Mann Ki Baat programs, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed happiness over the positive response of the people to his appeal for sharing #IncredibleIndia and using images of beautiful places across India visited by them.
लाखों लोगों ने फोटो पोस्ट किए ट्विटर पे, फेसबुक पे, इंस्टाग्राम में. मैं कह सकता हूं कि एक से बढ़कर एक दृश्य देखने को मिले. भारत कितनी विविधताओं से भरा हुआ है. स्थापत्य हो, कला हो, प्रकृति हो, झरने हो, पहाड़ हो, नदी हो, समंदर हो. शायद भारत सरकार ने भी कभी सोचा नहीं होगा कि टूरिज्म की दृष्टि से लोग इतना बड़ा काम कर सकते हैं जो आप लोगों ने किया है. और कुछ तो मुझे भी इतने भाग गए कि मैंने भी उसको रीट्वीट कर दिया.
The Incredible India campaign also changed the perceptions of millions of people regarding India. When foreigners were introduced to India and its diverse cultures, traditions and festivals, through various means, they started appreciating India. With an area of 3.278 million square kilometers, India is a mix of forest, rivers, mountains, deserts and beaches. It has scorching hot and cold places. The Tourism Ministry launched the Incredible India 2.0 campaign in the country in September 2017, which marks the shift from generic promotions undertaken across the world to market-specific promotional plans and content creation. The campaign focuses on digital and social media and the promotion of niche tourism products including yoga, wellness, luxury, cuisine and wildlife.
आजाद भारत की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ can be accessed on @AIR News Alerts on Twitter, News on AIR official YouTube channel, News on AIR app, Facebook and Instagram handles. So tune into All India Radio News for Azad Bharat Ki Baat, Akashwani ke saath. New electors' photo identity card, EPIC, with additional security features like hologram, will be dispatched to voters in Munugore. Telangana Chief Electoral Officer Vikas Raj informed that these cards will be delivered free of cost to applicants. The Election Commission of India has introduced 6 new security features to the EPICs for dispatching to the newly registered voters in Munugore constituency, where by-election is scheduled on the 3rd of next month.
In hockey, the Indian junior men's hockey team defeated Japan 5-1 at the Sultan of Johor Cup in Malaysia yesterday. Captain Uttam Singh, Rohit Johnson Purti, Bobby Singh Dhami and Amandeep Lakra scored goals for India, while Ikumi Saiki scored the only goal for Japan. India will take on Australia in their 4th game of the tournament today. Moving on to cricket, England will take on Ireland in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2022 at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, Melbourne, today. The match will begin at 9:30 a.m. Indian time. Both teams are part of Group 1 in the Super 12 stage. In another match, New Zealand will take on Afghanistan at the same ground in Melbourne at 1:30 p.m. Indian time. Yesterday, defending champions Australia defeated Sri Lanka by 7 wickets in their Super 12 stage Group 1 match at Perth. Chasing a target of 158 runs, Australia scored the required runs, losing 3 wickets in just 16.3 overs.
In badminton, Indian shuttlers Anupama Upadhyay and Unnati Hooda progressed to the women's singles round of 32 at the World Junior Badminton Championships 2022 with hard-fought wins in Santander, Spain yesterday. Anupa Upadhyay, the world number 3 in the junior badminton rankings and top seed at the Junior Championships, beat Singapore's Yi Ting Elsa Lai 19-21, 21-10, 21-9 in a round of 64 clash. Commonwealth Games 2022 silver medalist Vidya Rani Devi, Harshada Gaur, Akanksha Vyavahare and Soumya Dalvi are some of the weightlifters set to compete in Phase 2 of the Khelo India Women's Weightlifting League National Ranking Youth, Junior and Senior Tournament, scheduled to start on October the 27th in Ghaziabad and Noida and end on November the 2nd. And now let's have a look at the weather forecast across the country today. The national capital Delhi will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was 15 and the maximum will be 32 degrees Celsius. Mumbai is likely to have partly cloudy sky towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature was 23 degrees Celsius and maximum will be around 35. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 23 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 31 degrees. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light or drizzle. The minimum temperature was 23 degrees Celsius and maximum will be around 35 degrees. That should read light rain. Jammu will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature in Jammu was 12 degrees and the maximum will be 30 degrees Celsius. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature was 4 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 21 degrees. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky. Minimum 11, maximum around 29. Leh is likely to have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between -3 and 12 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was 6 and the maximum will be 25 degrees Celsius. In the south, Hyderabad will have partly cloudy sky with haze. Minimum temperature was 16 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 30 degrees. Bengaluru and Thiruvananthapuram will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Dailies have widely reported Rishi Sunak taking over as UK's youngest Prime Minister. History gets an Indian twist as Britain is ready for Rishi, headlines the Hindustan Times. The Indian Express quotes him as saying, "I am not daunted, difficult decisions to come." Carrying a photograph of India Gate shrouded in a thick layer of smog, the Pioneer headline reads, "Delhiites have a blast in scorn for cracker ban." The Hindu, however, highlights that Delhi experienced its cleanest air a day after Diwali in 8 years. Continuing its efforts to further strengthen surveillance and attack capabilities, the Indian Army is to procure 750 high-tech drones for precision strikes along the LAC, writes the Tribune. The Asian Age carries a photograph of a crescent-shaped sun with the caption, "India sees a partial solar eclipse." WhatsApp goes offline for millions in India, writes the Statesman. And finally, holding it guilty of deficiency in service, a Maharashtra court has imposed a 20,000 rupee fine on Uber India for an incident that took place in 2018, reports the Times of India.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. 376 candidates filed nominations for Assembly elections in Himachal Pradesh on last day. Indian Embassy asks its citizens to leave Ukraine immediately. New UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak reshuffles his cabinet, retains Jeremy Hunt as Chancellor of Exchequer and Ben Wallace as Defence Secretary. Competition Commission of India imposes 936 crore rupees penalty on Google for abuse of dominant position. Gujarati New Year, Bestu Varsh, being celebrated today. Indian junior men's team beat Japan 5-1 at Sultan of Johor Cup hockey in Malaysia. And in cricket, England to take on Ireland in ICC Men's T20 World Cup in Melbourne this morning. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.